In Mariumpiohle, a small city nestled in the Lithuanian countryside, the air carried a faint hum of the past. Locals spoke in hushed tones about the sacred ground just beyond the town's edge, a clearing in the forest where the old gods were said to linger. It was a place of whispered legends, where the veil between worlds was thin, and the nymphs, ancient Baltic spirits, were known to roam. Beautiful, ethereal, and cruel, these fairy-like beings were notorious for ensnaring mortals in their dances, forcing them to twirl until their bodies gave out. On a fateful Friday evening, a virtual dance class would become a stage for terror. Lina adjusted her laptop, the screen casting a pale glow across her living room. The Zoom window flickered as participants joined the weekly dance class, a ritual for the small group of Mariumpiohle locals. The class was hosted by Rosa, a spirited instructor who claimed her studio sat on special land. Lina had heard the rumors about the clearing. How it was once a place of offerings, where pagans danced under moonlight to appease the spirits. She shrugged it off. Superstition was for the old folks, not for a 25-year-old who just wanted to burn some calories and have fun. The Zoom call filled with familiar faces: Irma, a nurse with a knack for salsa; Jonas, a shy teenager who'd joined to impress a crush; and Monica, a middle-aged mother who always brought a bottle of wine to loosen up. Rosa's camera showed her standing in the studio, a wooden floor gleaming under soft lights. The window behind her framed the darkening forest, its edges blurring into shadow. "All right, everyone!" Rosa clapped, her voice crackling through Lina's speakers. "Let's warm up with some basic steps. Follow my lead." Lina swayed to the upbeat music, mimicking Rosa's movements. The group laughed as Jonas tripped over his own feet, his face reddening on the screen. But as the class progressed, Lina noticed something odd. The music seemed to shift, its rhythm growing erratic, like a heartbeat out of sync. Rosa's movements became sharper, almost unnaturally fluid, her arms weaving patterns that didn't match the choreography. Lina squinted at her screen. "Was it lagging?" "Rosa, your camera's acting peculiar," Irma said, her voice cutting through the music. "You're blurry." Rosa didn't respond. Her smile widened, unnervingly so, her eyes glinting with an unnatural sheen. The other participants' videos began to flicker, their faces distorting briefly before snapping back. Lina's laptop fan whirred loudly, the device growing warm against her thighs. "What the bloody hell," she muttered, checking her Wi-Fi. "Full bars. No issues." Then, a new participant joined the call. The name read simply, Nymph, no profile picture, just a black square. Before anyone could question it, another joined, Nymph 2. Then Nymph 3. The chat was filled with confusion. "Who are these people?" Monica typed. "Did someone share the link?" Jonas asked, his voice trembling. Rosa's camera flickered again, and for a moment, her image split, like a glitch revealing something beneath. Her face was no longer hers, it was pale, almost translucent, with eyes like polished obsidian. Lina's heart pounded. The music swelled, no longer the pop track they'd started with but a haunting melody, all strings and whispers, like wind through ancient trees. "Dance," a voice hissed through the speakers, not Rosa's but something older, colder. The Zoom window shuddered, and Lina's screen filled with static before resolving into a clearer image of Rosa, or what had been Rosa. Her form shimmered, her body elongating, her fingers lengthening into delicate, claw-like points. Behind her, the studio's window showed not the forest but a void, a swirling darkness that pulsed with faint, glowing shapes. "Dance," the voice commanded again, and Lina's body jerked. Her legs moved against her will, stepping in time with the eerie music. She tried to stop, to slam her laptop shut, but her hands wouldn't obey. On the screen, the other participants were moving too, their faces pale, eyes wide with panic. Irma's arms flailed as if pulled by invisible strings. Jonas stumbled, his feet pounding the floor in a frenzied rhythm. Monica's wine glass shattered on her hardwood floor, unnoticed as she spun, her breath coming in gasps. "What's happening?" Lina screamed, but her voice was drowned out by the music, now a cacophony of wails and laughter. The Nymphs, 3 figures now visible in the Zoom call, glided across their own video feeds. They were beautiful in a terrifying way, their skin glowing like moonlight, their hair flowing as if underwater. Their laughter was sharp, slicing through the air, and their eyes locked onto each participant, unblinking. Lina's laptop grew hotter, the screen flickering with static bursts. She could smell burning plastic, but her body wouldn't stop. Her muscles ached, her feet bled from scraping against the floor, yet she danced, a wild, uncontrollable waltz that felt like it would tear her apart. On the screen, Rosa's form was fully transformed, her body a shimmering silhouette, her movements a mockery of the choreography. "You dance on sacred ground," she hissed, her voice layered with others, a chorus of malice. "You mock the old ways. We're not in the clearing." Irma sobbed, her voice breaking through the Zoom audio. "We're at home." "The ground is everywhere," the Nymphs replied in unison, their voices echoing inside Lina's skull. "You invited us in." Lina's mind raced. The Zoom call. The studio on sacred ground. Had Rosa known? Had she invited this? The thought was cut short as her legs buckled, but an unseen force yanked her upright, forcing her to keep moving. Her screen glitched again, and for a moment, she saw the clearing through Rosa's camera. A circle of stones under moonlight, figures dancing in a ring, their forms half human, half mist, the Nymphs. Jonas's video feed went black first. A scream cut through the call, then silence. His name was grayed out in the participant list. Irma was next, her camera showing her collapsing, her face contorted in pain as her laptop sparked and smoked. Monica's feed lingered longer, her body jerking like a marionette before she fell, her eyes rolling back. Lina's heart pounded so hard she thought it would burst. Her laptop was scorching now, the screen warping, but she couldn't stop dancing. "You cannot leave," the Nymphs sang, their voices weaving into the music. "Dance until the world forgets you." Lina's vision blurred, her body screaming for rest, but the rhythm held her captive. She glimpsed her reflection in the darkened window behind her, a hollow-eyed figure, moving in ways no human should. The Nymph's laughter grew louder, a sound that clawed at her mind. Her laptop emitted a high-pitched whine, and the screen flickered with images of the clearing, the stones, the endless dance. She saw herself there, not in her living room but in the forest, spinning among the spirits, her body fading into mist. "Please," she gasped, her voice barely a whisper. "Let me go." The Nymphs' faces filled her screen, their smiles sharp as knives. "You called us," they said. "You danced." Lina's legs gave out, and she fell, her hands clawing at the floor. The music stopped, replaced by a deafening silence. Her laptop screen went black, but not before she saw the final message in the chat: "Nymph has left the meeting." She lay there, trembling, her body bruised and bleeding. The laptop was dead, its casing warped from heat. The room was dark, the only sound her ragged breathing. She crawled to the window, peering out at the night. The forest was still, but in the distance, she swore she saw a faint glow, a circle of light where the clearing lay. The next day, the news reported a freak electrical surge in Nymphs, frying several computers during an online dance class. 4 participants were found unconscious in their homes, their bodies exhausted as if they'd run a marathon. Rosa's studio was empty, the door ajar, the wooden floor scarred with strange, swirling patterns. The police found no trace of her. Lina never danced again. She moved away from Nymphs, but the nightmares followed, visions of glowing figures, endless steps, and laughter that echoed like a curse. On quiet nights, she'd check her laptop, now replaced, half expecting a new Zoom invite to appear. And sometimes, in the corner of her eye, she'd see a shadow move, hear a faint melody, and feel her feet twitch, ready to dance.